right, everybody, here I am. There's Jeremiah. And here you are. I think. All right, let's get to it. There is a clear path to establishing our own kingdom on Eisteval. It's a clear path. It's a slightly boring path in which we just kill Lornflukes and do nothing else. Except buy vast quantities of weird shit from Khan's Shadow and then carry it home and write books about it. But in the meantime, there's some other stuff to get done. Just a tad. Overall, I feel that we have acquired all of the money that we're gonna need. Why am I here? To get some supplies. What else am I doing? I've got 16 grand. I've got the Delightful Adventurous. I've got a number of holes in the hull. And we're at Demo Island. For the life of me, I cannot remember what we were doing, so we're going to move on to what we are doing. We're headed back to town, and we're going to start running stuff to, get... I still have a mountain shard. That's such a dangerous thing to have. A stout crate. Very good. Then again, maybe we should start picking some fights. Because we never have slain the giant beasts of the sea. There's quite a number of dead crew. We should get back. I forget what we were doing, but apparently a number of people died from it. And here's a bound shark. And there it goes. Hi, Uzi. How do you do? We have just found the Labyrinth of Eels. Again. We have a deal going with the Dream Snake King of the Afterworld that if we can have a future bright enough to drink, he will trade us the secrets of the sun so that we can establish our own kingdom. I kind of hope it's not an actual kingdom, because that is... The politics of this character establishing a monarchy, it doesn't quite jive. So... Like, I'm just hoping it's not a kingdom. And if it is, we're gonna pretend... Well, if it is, then we're gonna pretend that it wasn't. Sleepy on the couch with a pile of cuddly cats. Delightful. I have gone from cat to cat to cat today. Currently petting Miss Jackson. That's what I was doing this morning. And then in the afternoon, I went downstairs and hung out with Gus. And then in the evening, I went over to hang out with little Kitty as we watched a documentary. And now we're back with Miss Jackson, whom I have mildly annoyed just now. I'm out of cats. Wild. I'll have to go slay a sea monster. So, here, first things first. Well, I guess we can have... Oh, the Carnelian Exile. Sure. But also, while we're here, hire on more crew. 16. 19. That'll do. Grab some repairs. Delightful. Ah, Ghetto. Very good, very good. Welcome in. The first thing we're gonna do today is hurtle across the ocean. All the way over there. And... armor? Not armor. We want our pages boost. Oh... shoot. Yeah... sure. I was talking a big game about wanting to fight something. We're gonna fight some birds. It's gonna be rough. Now, where do I hire the rats? And how much do they cost? 100 each. We're gonna buy 5 emergency rats. We've got 5 emergency rats. Lodgings. We've got our recent news. And cool. So to get parabola linen... Oh. You were indisposed. Well, she has fallen down. We suspect her of having evanescence. What do you need? You can proposition her. Isn't that something? So she needs solace fruit, a strange catch, muter salt, and a blemigan. Well, we'll see. I remember there is a rather convenient way to get muter salt, but I'm fuzzy on where that was. We'll just trade sea stories for it. Nom 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 nom. Crap. All clear. Ghetto, what's the cat situation? Uzi's buried in cats. I've been swapping between cats all day. You've got cats. Where are they at? Right down south. You know, I never did follow the plot line for Mutton Island. I'm leaving significant parts of this game undone. But then again, I'm kind of okay with that, because I have more or less had enough at this point. And also, I am planning on being Pankraru's co-pilot at some unspecified point in the future. I'm looking forward to that once we get the details sorted out. All clear. What is this? It is Visage. Sure, why not? We'll drop in. Oh, look at that. We've discovered some unfinished pirates. Unfinished revolutionaries, even. Pow, pow. They have noticed that somebody is shelling them into oblivion. Oh, they've got a long gun. Unfortunately for them, it is not a wide gun. I win. There's another one already. A stout crate with fuel. Delightful. Let's burn all of it right now. Can't. There we go. Oh, it's the poet. Hello, pirate poet. Got her. Investigate the wreckage. Send a lifeboat. Don't tell me you're soft. Alright. Create a port report. And now we go ashore, onwards and upwards. Check into the customs house. Not the bat. Let's take the locust. So the locust is the merchant, the wealthy, the greedy, the hungry, the all-devouring. Stoop at the lintel, enter the dark, a room of heavy stone, guarded by a golden statuette of a woman with outstretched arms. The scroll niche is sorted to correspond to a variety of masks, the jackal and the lioness, the crocodile and the dung beetle. A woman in the mask of a lotus blossom is standing at a lectern, reading in silence. And yoink, this is mine. Gilt-edged scrolls, papyrus bound with emerald green silk bands, poems of the traversal to the realm of the dead. Into your sack they go, leaving the scroll niches bare. Moon Moth does not see what you do. The carapace of your costume hides everything. Visit the Flood Court. Alright. Gather coin from the floor. These are mine too. You wade into the water and begin gathering coins. People watch you from behind their masks, but no one tries to stop you. After a moment, the other locust masks in the room swarm with you, 4 and 5 and 6 of you together, scraping up the coins from the bottom of the pool, working your way along until everything is gone. It is just how a locust ought to behave. Hi, Tolpanzer, thank you for the lurk. Library of Parts again? Pickpocket. Alright. The coins here are no more than tiny copper chips, each stamped with an eye sigil. The exchange rate must be thousands of them to the echo. Hardly worth taking home. But you have acted as a locust is meant to act, anyhow. There are no scrolls for locusts in the Library of Parts. We could trade masks with the Moon Moth. It has been making subtle overtures for some time. You only just now understand them. It draws you aside into a closet in the customs house. Had enough of visage, it tells you frankly. Here, you take my mask and pretend to be me, and I'll trade in the visitor mask and get on some departing ship. Get my life back. Its face, no, now you see her face, is aging but unlined. A lifetime of never needing to use a facial expression. Pardon me. Visit the house of the chief geometer. Lines in wet ground. Each morning, the man in the cobra mask draws lines in the mud flat with a pointed steel rod. This apportions to each inhabitant a small trapezoidal area from which to harvest mushrooms and to scrape salt. No plot is ever preserved from one day to the next. This man is the chief geometer, the keeper of directions, master of land measures and sea measures. Oh, I don't have any candles. Shall bring a poem concerning snakes, copied on a new scroll. Mixed results. He appears to be pleased by this gift, but it takes him aback as well. Several times he remarks that this sort of merchandise is something he would expect to see brought to the island by a bat. It requires a great deal of chittering and wing-folding to persuade him of your moth nature. The Temple of Apis, the wounded god. In the center of the temple is a black bull with a white diamond on its face. It is tied in place with heavy ropes, and it is wounded in the thigh. From this wound it bleeds copiously without dying. So, the moth knows better than to try and sell him a new bull, and to ask whether it's going to be okay. I'm gonna metagame and say that this one sticks around the longest, so we'll leave a respectful token. Impeccable. The tokens are small and not very valuable, as suits your lower rank in the community. The priests arrange them on a table with other small items. As you go, you pass by the more impressive gifts. Drafting tools from the chief geometer, scales from jackal, a heap of foreign coin brought home by crocodile. The side of the face, the stone cheek of Flourishing of Years, is visited as a pilgrimage by the inhabitants of Visage, and you are in good favor. You too may go. You must, of course, wait until your work with this day's crop of frogs and locusts is complete. It would not be suitable to bring them along. Ha ha ha. You can deface the stone and get thrown out. Silently observe the attitude of the visiting lion. Meditate on the meaning of the face. Well, let's help out the frog. Creditable on both sides. You tell the frog a partially true story about how this face was carved. The frog replies with an amplified belch and a story it heard about the sphinxes known as the salt lions. It is really a very good frog. Enter the hollow of the ear. It is a place of still greater pageantry, a proud nose. It is a festival day. The great stone face has been illuminated from forehead to chin with blazing torches so that the profile is visible from the side more clearly than you have ever seen it. Flourishing of Years is awake, says the genderless figure in the crocodile mask. I don't have a flare, so I will fall in line with the others. You go as though you were truly one of them. You carry nothing with you but your mask and your costume. May your heart be light as a feather, says the woman in the lotus blossom mask as you fall into line behind her. The road you follow leads up through switchbacks along the side of the face and eventually to the ear of Flourishing of Years, and into the cave that is her ear. The tunnel bends back on itself, and all lights have now been extinguished. There is nothing to guide you but the hand of the person behind you on your back and the movement of the person in front of you. The one who walks beside you wears a bat mask. Fortunately, the floor of the tunnel is very smooth and presents no stumbling blocks. Sound carries strangely in this place, however. Sometimes you cannot hear your own footsteps, and sometimes a breath comes back to you, audible from someplace ahead in line. Continue. Gained ritual participant, empty-handed and brave. The footsteps of the people are steady and synchronized, and you go together. For how many years has this been done, and for how many will it be done in the future? Watch your step here, says Bat Mask to you in an undervoice. Its accent is the accent of Wolfstock docks. Floor's about to get squishier. And sure enough, it does. All right. A voice speaks in the darkness. A ritual preparation here at the new year. We gather under the one mask of Flourishing of Years. Her face is turned to the gods. Protected by her mask, we may remove our own. Protected by her script, we may speak outside our parts. Here and there is their sound of people fumbling with ties and strings. Your own face feels different with the mask off. Wait and listen. There are things here to learn, perhaps to your advantage. Wait and listen. Gained bunch of fragments. You move steadily through the dark, hearing one knot of conversation and then another. The secrets exchanged do not offer much leverage. You can't see the owners of the secrets. Here and there you catch the smallest fragment of something that might serve you on a future occasion. The memory of a voyage east, a half-rumor about the Carnelian coast, a muttering about the Admiralty. Do nothing. Ooh. Last bell. At the end of the hour there comes a woman with a feather of shimmering silver which she tucks into your hand, symbol of the innocent heart that will not be eaten by the jackal. Then a bell rings and the time of speech is over. You all begin to put your masks back on. It is possible, you cannot know for sure, that in this cover someone has exchanged a mask with someone else. It is an orderly and perfect line that emerges again from the ear of Flourishing of Years. If anyone watches from above, they must surely be satisfied. End your performance and leave the island. While the other citizens are distracted, you find your way to the familiar customs house and rid yourself of mask and robe. There is satisfaction in laying aside a role well performed. We got it. So the Isle of Cats, I feel like there was more to be learned there, but I don't feel like getting into it on this character. It's a real penny ante kind of gig. Huge suspicion, and it's just not worth that much money. Also, incredibly high amounts of human suffering involved. Just unconscionably high. Frightfully so. And now my pockets are beginning to fill up with captivating treasures. That's wild that I would have several of those. Dock, Port Carnelian, Heart's Cross House. Oh, look at that. I have... I could grab another intel. But they're busy. Buy a bunch of fuel. Buy a stack of coffee. You know what? 2. Do I need sapphires? I don't think I need sapphires. Just the linen. Just linen, ferret, and feather. What do you do? Ah, I need a searing enigma for that. It feels like it might be interesting, but that was Lady Goslin's gig. Speak with the doctor about his medical career. Chat about politics. He fell in with restless elements. The usual reasons, of course, watching the bazaar devour London year by year, the iniquities of the rich and the poverties of the poor. But more than that, I thought London needed darkness. Do you know what I mean? I thought the city was safer in the dark. Do you understand me? I applied my arts to that end. If you do, I need say no more. And if you don't, I should say no more. Let's get drunk with him. The doctor may have more to say after you visited a place that touches his old interests. This might be part of my growing distance from this game, is that I think I'm going to the Chelinates. No need, no need. We have plenty of money. I'm skipping past all the stories that we've done before, which is a great many of them. Oh, a sorrow spider. Smash it. He sighs. I was not Nice-born. When I ventured here, I knew nothing of the clayman. I had hardly imagined I might one day share a handsome cab with a charismatic devil. I had never even heard tell of the sorrow spiders whose webs catch men's minds as easily as their bodies. Have you not visited the observatory where they nest? I suspect not. His hand trembles. It was a full year I found myself there with a lady. She wrapped me in silk, and her children kept me warm. She gave me her sight, and all she asked in return was my eye. It was a dream I cannot call a nightmare, yet one I woke from with shivers and a revelation. If it is in light that such sorrow breeds, only in darkness could there be hope. In the liberation of night, I believed I saw hope for us all. I was misguided. But that story, you know. Ah, how convenient. We've already found the Blue Prophets. And, this could get brutal. This could get brutal. We're starting the shots. We're shooting at them. We're blasting them. Blasting them good. Blasting them but good. Oh, don't. Heckin'. Ho, 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 ho. No damage. We've done it. Recover feathers. 53 feathers. That's like 150 bucks. It's not especially profitable. But we have the one feather that we need. What is that? Oh, that is the Crying Heights coast itself. Well, you know what? I'm just going to avoid my problems. Goodbye, birds. You suckers. Sucks to not be aquatic. Amphibious, even. Okay, okay. Yep, there is a thing to engage with down there. But where is the door? Here is the door. And board the wreck. 9 skulls. The hull opens with... Oh, right. It's a Scrimshander bone ship again. Still fuzzy on why they do those. But yeah, yep, I wholeheartedly and strongly recommend anybody who's playing this game do it with the DLC. Get the DLC right off the bat. Aigul. Bribe the first mate, assemble a port report. Okay. I need... Oh, yes. I need to get Solace Fruit. But I didn't get any candles. So we'll probably drop the Adventurous off and then head up to Khan's Heart. Whee! Yeah, it's dark enough down here that it's probably not a good idea to go full tilt. And yet, I do. With wild abandon. What do we got down there? That's an unnamed island, I suppose. Now, there was something that went ding over here. Where is it? I am not welcome here. Well, where is here? Somewhere near Adam's Way. Yeah, let's go elsewhere then. We're going to Irem, we're going to the Empire of Hands. Autumn Islands, the Melting Isles. We do kind of have business at the Melting Isles because we need Solace Fruit, but we don't need Solace Fruit that badly. Maybe we'll run into some Lauren Flukes up here. So we're in the Autumn Islands. There's the college. We are headed straight on this direction. We are down to not that much fuel, though. We'll just go under regular power. It'll be fine. Oh, hey, is that the wreck of the Nocturne, maybe? I did forget what I need to bring back from... or rather, for the Merchant Venturer. How's the Z treating me? Farewell, farewell. That just sounds like I'm saying goodbye. Fairly well, fairly nicely. We have slain a flock of blue prophets without taking damage. So that's quite choice. We are carrying a cargo of coffee up to... Lord Fluke. We are carrying a cargo of coffee up to... Up to who? Up to Irem, so that we can get our parabola linen, so that we can make ourselves some new clothing. How dare this Fluke? They're a for-profit organization? I'm not really for or against the profits, because they're not very profitable. Uh-oh. He's after me! Ow! That, didn't hurt as much as I thought it would. But he did hit me twice, so that's, less good. Okay. This is fine. Thermostat up. Very modest challenge. Yeah, 3 secrets. Alright. Now it's this one. I mean, oh boy, I'm very low on fuel. I think I shall have to pay an extortionate amount to a monkey. Payment for the journey. 200 echoes. Compile a port report. An audience with the mayor. Acquire... Ooh, 60. 60? I can't. I can't. We are going to be burning supplies. What happened with my beak? Whap. Maybe. These things happen. These things happen on occasion. You know, you spin, you do a thrust, parry, quarters turn, spin, thrust, ha! And these things just kind of happen. Okay, so, sailing to Fountainhead Island, Ash Isthmus. I could shoot monkeys for no particular profit. Supplies for candles. I don't have supplies for doing that. Recent news for dynamite. That's always fun. Persuade him for a map. Return to the boat. Fountainhead Island. Visit the camp. Alright. Speak with the adventurous. Alright. The monkeys are clueless. She's preparing the dash. Outside the vault. To rush, darling, is to call tragedy. The delightful adventuress pays barely any attention to you as she prepares. She is not yet ready to go into the vault. You should return later when she's had a chance to organize her monkey workers. Well, we'll visit her there. We shall acquire a gift for the Monkey Emperor. Nobody's watching, at least you don't think so. It's hard to tell with Barnabas's blank face. Nothing given away by that one. Can he even see? Seems like he can, anyway. In any event, he doesn't stop you as you take the trinket. So I'm leaving. Sovereign Island. Gain access to the court by exchanging this little statue. Summoned by the Emperor. An official welcome. All right. 52% chance to... Ugh. Well, I appear to have done something wrong with that bow. The exquisite seneschal requests your assistance to supply the Zeppelin. Sure, why not? Anyways, time to leave. We are going to drive quickly and with the lights off as we go north. Aestival is very near here. Hello, glowing dreadnought. Goodbye, glowing dreadnought. Nathan's Bluff. And now we enter the Calumnies. There's a wild and glorious scent in the air, a kind of light. Why do Zalas fear this place? And we'll just drop in at Leslie's Harbor. Compile a port report real quick. Gather supplies. 9 supplies. That should tide us over. Fill the mirror catch box. Delightful, delightful. And most importantly, lightful. Now, let's see if they sell fuel at Hideaway. There's a very good chance that they don't. Driving with the lights off is a little bit wilder when you're underwater. Ain't that something? But here we are at Hideaway. Ta-da! Symbol a port report. Buy a memento. Help the sprightly visionary. Check on the investigator. Join a festival. Rejoin the festivals. Where do they store their goods? Oh, they sell fuel at a wonderful price, actually. Ah, no, they buy fuel at a mediocre at best price. Oh, dang, I should have bought sapphires. Ah, well, I can do it next time around. Good thing I didn't click that button. So last time I helped him, a lot of people died. So what do you need? We've got coffee, we've got prisoner's honey. Ah, ha, ha, ha! I drank the wine with the doctor. Ow. We had enough treats for him. We had it, I say. So we're gonna go west to the Sea of Lilies. Desperate measures. Lots of sacrifice. You can fire off... Can you fire off a distress flare? No, you cannot fire off a distress flare while underwater. So we're going to go the non-gambling way. We don't have enough fuel to take a fight like that. Let's see if they sell gas at Scrimshander. We have so many bones. Unlucky. Fortunate. Works out to about the same. Ow. Entering Scrimshander. Before you looms the Bone Tower of Scrimshander, the city of remembrance. Ivory structures jut out from the pile, supported by buttressing tusks. As your light plays across them, you can make out inscriptions, names, pictures, and dozens of lost languages. The largest ones carry a warning. All are welcome to enter, but none may depart without leaving something of themselves behind. Accept the price and dock. Wander the halls, gather the state of history. Well, let's compile a port report. Wander around a little bit, gain some fragments, gain some terror. The simple houses are built with bricks of ash and bone dust. Each bears a finely engraved story, from the mundane to the profane. Some bricks tell the same tales from different and contradictory sources. You spend a quiet hour reading the side of a derelict house. A handful of its tales are suspiciously familiar. Gather at the stage of history. To the amphitheater. After the reverent silence of the outside, the boisterous noise of the amphitheater washes over you like the heavy sea between these halls. Watch a dramatic reenactment? Trade coffee for time in the archives? Agree to search the ivory archives for a hero. Locked to the Tides of Time 1, you have 2. The Chelanate's champions hope to regain their prestige by staging a heroic play. Assist their research in the ivory archives, and they'll give you a hero's reward. Trade coffee or wine for time in the archives. Let's trade up a bit. They do like their coffee. And watch a dramatic reenactment. A surprisingly brisk epoch. A city rises and falls in a matter of hours, with cast members playing a dozen roles each over the years. The dance number at the end is a crowd pleaser. Afterwards, the drowning king assures the crowd that the dancing was strictly allegorical. Let's chat with the glib historian. Cool. Now we've got plenty of time in the ivory archives. You'll want at least 5. I've got 10. Downwards into history. The monks grudgingly allow you to enter, but warn you that staying longer than your allotted time will incur significant penalties. They refrain from going into details, but you notice that their bone quills are significantly larger and sharper than their fellows. Continue downwards or leave. Narrow passages wind through the old city, shadowed, ever descending. You walk alone, except for the constant remains of those who came before you, each bearing their sad, small tales. They all end the same way. They all end here. Will you? Continue downwards. Downwards into history. What came before you? What terrors of history led to today? Steel yourself before a dread visage. History's horrors are too numerous to count, especially when their results are so difficult to face directly. Unflinching examination. You've seen worse. You've had worse done to you. In fact, you've probably done worse to others, but only to those that deserved it. Continue downwards. Bones rattle. Heroism debunked. My master's name is cheered throughout the land, but none must know of his terrible secret. Definitely no saint. Oh my, such things are simply not done. Especially not to a leper colony, although one assumes that would make it easier. You've lost Scrimshander History of Heroes. Let's keep going down. Flesh fails. Read the tales from a mass grave. You find yourself in a hovel of stacked bones, each inscribed with the name and tale of a drowned corpse. The skeleton is scorched, cracked, and broken. Someone took their time with its owner before letting them die. 4 words are carved into the forehead. Chief Navigator, Fortis Kettle. Continue downwards. Downwards into history. What terrors of yesterday led to today? Skulls whisper. Identify unusual remains. This far down you should expect anything, but the carved remains of a rubbery man will always be a little surprising. It hasn't got many bones proper, but its calcified tentacles bear inscriptions in an unrecognizable language. As you study the writing, one tentacle crumbles, revealing a gleaming lump clutched to the poor thing's chest. We have some scintillac. Apparently it caps at 7. I've got 5 time left. Stories end. What came before now? What terrors of yesterday led to today? But stories end. Take an unexpected reprieve. What's this? Someone has built a personal honey den in this hidden chamber. It's still decorated with skulls, of course, but at least they're smiling. Oh, new honey. You dream of ancient fields and peaceful deaths. When you return to reality, you find yourself cradling the skull of the honey den's previous master. In this place, the idea of such a death is almost comforting. We're gambling. We're gambling. What came before now? Take an another honey den. Continue downwards. This... No, more than... Damn. I'm out of time. Back we go. Lost 2. Stumble upon mummified remains. I am in trouble. I thought I would get out with 1. The remains of this ancient hallway aren't bone, but mummified remains. Hey, parabola linen. Out of time. Out of time. Maybe you forgot how long it would take to leave. Maybe you simply must finish reading this tale. Flee now before the archivists find you and add you to the collection. The dead surround you, covered in warnings of fools who forgot to flee. If only you had listened sooner, perhaps you'll live long enough to learn. Memories deceive. Bonequake! A shower of bone dust falls from above, then a trickle of water. Suddenly the bones supporting this passage crumble above you. Run! A narrow escape. You look back on the collapsed tunnel behind you. In its puddling remains, you find the culprit. A burrowing bone worm, all teeth and cilia. Good for bait, bad for remains, and mercifully crushed in the passage's collapse. Leave the archives. All right. Well, how much coffee do I have? I have 16 bags left. Agree to search the archives for a hit. Interesting. I'll agree to search the ivory archives for a hero. They assure you that any hero will do as long as their deeds are suitably profound, ideally bloody, but the details are negotiable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. New total 12. You know what? I'm gonna go for just... damn it! Sat down and watched another epic. Okay, so I have plenty of time now. Not as much of a profit margin on this trip, but that was never the point. We have 16 time in the archives. Downwards. Steel yourself before a dread visage. Hey, it worked. Continue downwards. Question an ancient assumption. Everyone knows that city and its people were completely destroyed. Everyone except the authors of these records, apparently. Survivors of a sort. So much for the old theories. It seems that disaster wasn't so natural after all. Devils were less fond of subtlety back then. Drowning scholars believe that history is a never-ending cycle of trends and social forces. A wise historian learns to sail each era's turbulent tides. I've lost the tides of time. I wonder why. Empires crumble. Unearth a heroic tale. Deep within a forgotten corner, a grinning skeleton bears a catalogue of extraordinary deeds. The Chelinate's champions are bound to be interested. The captain who lived. Ships have always sunk into the sea, sailors have always drowned, but there was once a strong ship which did not fall to the ordinary fate. It was swallowed by the waves, and all hands were presumed lost, but it was not so. By their captain's leadership, the crew survived their own destruction and made a home in the wreck at the bottom of the sea. In time, the captain became the queen, and, through blasting powder and treachery, managed not only to provide for the city, but to expand it. Continue downwards. Stumble upon mummified remains. Ha ha! More parabola linen. Continue downwards. Flesh fails. Unexpected reprieve. I'm getting a lot of honey, but this is taking a lot of time. All right. Delving into the past. 7. Another one. Continue downwards. What came before you? What terrors of yesterday led to today? Explore a knot of passages clogged with half-finished statues. Both its walls and the statues are made from the near-black bones of Z-beasts. You examine a sculpture. It shows 2 gentlemen, one of the Khanate, the other European, and a woman of the Elder Continent. They are leaning together, their foreheads touching. The lower halves of the figures are unfinished. Next, you come across a quartet of statues, begun then abandoned, of a narrow, bespectacled man. His features are subtly different in each attempt, as if the sculptor is trying to get them right. Memory lies is inscribed upon the base of the last of them. And here, a kingly man of the Presbyteriate, pierced with arrows and sinking to one knee. Is this the presbyter himself? He is crowned and carries a set of tablets. Upon one is written, "The Prester saith, none shall live 1,000 years." On another, less neatly, is inscribed, "This history was written by the losers." You hear a woman's voice echoing through the tunnels. Healer, schemer, soldier, guide, propagandist, financier, and captain. Rosina, myself, Batuk, Lorenzo, Bourdain, Lytton, and Eric. You follow the voice, but it fades into the maze-like tunnels. You help yourself to a memento, a perfect apple carved from the blue-black bone, and depart. Interesting. Ivory Archives. Historical Revelations. Found something interesting in the Ivory Archives, have you? All right, I have delved into the past. They say the Ivory Archives contain stories going back to the start of history, but they aren't very clear on when that was. We've gained a secret. Oh, and I could have made it through the first time. Oh, whatever. All right, deliver the details of a hero. I now have 2 Scrimshander History of Heroes. And $300. Oh, this is good, the playwright beams. Throw in a little romance and a proper moral, and we should have something ready by tomorrow. Oh, I can... Interesting. Agree to search the Ivory Archives for a pattern. The Drowny Chorus sits dejectedly in the corner, griping about the hero worship on display. They'll pay well if you can research the societal context of the figures on stage. They just keep paying me to go into the archives. I have 6, so it apparently takes 10. 10 to go all the way through. So 1, 2, and 3. Let's see the play, though. Often enjoyable, occasionally accurate. Truly, this is what heroes are made of: courage, charm, and an ample capacity for violence. The moral is clearly defined. The prop horses are surprisingly well painted. How considerate of history to provide such an exemplar of heroism. The crowd roars its approval and keeps the glib historian busy with demands for more wine. His efforts to serve the unruly lot deserve a play of their own. And now that we have one historical revelation, we could talk with the glib historian again. The mushroom wine he serves is stale, the plays he announces are questionable at best, but the impeccably bearded man with the olive skin laughs at every performance and has a smile for every patron. Warring theories on the stage of history. Some cheer history as the work of brave and inspired heroes, especially those who wish them could be heroes themselves. The glib historian rolls his eyes theatrically. Others say it's all shaped by cyclical changes in scientific progress, economics, and such, but nothing gets in the way of a good story quite like nuance. He spits out the word like a rotten grape. We let them argue up on the stage and give an ivory crown to whoever's most convincing at the moment. He waves a hand at the temporary monarch in the raised seat above. But as far as I'm concerned, he confides, filling a patron's mug with cheap wine, history is what you make of it, and I make a killing. Sure. Histories are merely the products of their time. These fools celebrate a pearl and ignore the oyster that made it. Help us tell a more responsible tale and we put things right. For now, at least. We're going down the archives again. Down we go. Dread visage. Down we go. Dread visage. Down we go. Portrait of a time. Fashions of the day. There is a king who sees a city which delights him. He longs to rule it, though it can never be his. But he is unperturbed. He may have a fantasy of the city, and that is enough to satisfy his whim. No power in the sea cared to stop the city from rising, and so the king populates it with subjects at his discretion. They live in a phantom reality, one that is beautiful enough to disguise its truth. I have 8 time left. Attacked by a mad monk. Turning a damp corner, you find a bedraggled monk. Her drowny eyes are wild, and she stands over the remains of one of her fellows. She raises her flensing knife and lunges at you. Unfortunately for her, I am an absolute unit. A fate written in bone. You parry her lunge, and she flees into the dark, leaving the partially peeled monk. But wait. Its bones have already been inscribed, even where the flesh has only just been stripped away. Through the viscera, you can read an account of the poor soul's final moments. Well, that's just right messed up. More honey. So many drug dens. Yes, we got our 3rd bale of parabola linen. Continue downwards, continue downwards. The first skeleton of Scrimshander. Here, at the lowest depths of the tower, you find the tower's core, the skeleton of a massive midnight whale. Ooh, a searing enigma. The belly of the whale, every bone of the midnight whale is intact, and every inch has been densely carved with words. The writing appears to be Greek in an ancient script, but you recognize the carvings all bear the same hand. The work must have taken the author years. Decades. The base of the whale's skull bears a crude portrait. You've seen this man and his immaculate beard before. No wonder he's so quick to laugh at the historical plays far above. Identify unusual remains. Okay, so I don't actually get to go out the... okay. Well, I'm going out. Question an ancient assumption. Leave the archives. Ha! I made it. So gather at the stage of history. Deliver a portrait of a time past. Now have 2 tides of time. And $300. Watch a fierce debate. So I can kind of just search for whatever I want. They keep paying me to go down there. Though, that being said, I think I do pay more in coffee than I make back. Hi, Mesmer. So, we are departing. Assist a lost pilgrim's passage. A pilgrim stands by the exit with a confused smile. She hesitantly begs you for passage to... somewhere else. Leave behind your warmth, leave behind vitality, a past triumph, a story. Let's assist a lost pilgrim's passage. Too many trips through Scrimshander, perhaps, or any number of other causes, but after careful questioning, she ventures that she may be nearly finished with her pilgrimage. Only one holy place remains for her, the Gant Pole. We're going to the Gant Pole. Leaving behind a hunting trophy. Oh, they sell fuel here. Delightful. And fairly reasonably priced Stygian ivory. I don't know that I need that. Oh, I can sell hunting trophies here. Well, that's a nice perk. Sippy. Oh, I see. I see. I was thinking about that. Thank you for the hydrate. And you know what? We'll throw in one more. Ooh. So I can launder all this honey, since I'm going to the Gant Pole. I can exchange all this honey that I kept finding for primordial shrieks, then I can come back here and trade it for muter salt. Ain't that keen? So now I am fueled right the hell up. We are ready to go. Alright, I meant to do this while I was in port, but I'm going to commission a new dress uniform. The modiste goes to work. You only just avoid saluting your own reflection in the mirror. Such rich linen, expertly cut to every contour, the understated plumage, the fur collar, so... Ah. I know what you're thinking. A damned shame it couldn't have been ermine. The modiste nods, admiring her work. Come, Captain, your public awaits. The ferret is gone. But she's in a bad mood now. Better check in on her. Creative indifferences. Dresses hang in ribbons on makeshift dummies. Rags lie at the modiste's feet. No, this will not do, she hisses, slicing her latest creation. Mundane, uninspired, unfit even for dusters. She pauses, sensing your presence. In an instant, her smile is back on. She tucks a loose strand of hair back into position. Ah, Captain, a pleasure as always. I fear you find me in something of a creative temper. Would you perhaps indulge my little hobby? I have long fancied a little polythreme Milan in my designs. Immortal fashion. Ha. So she wants to go to polythreme. We can arrange that. Hello, beloved. See, these things, I'm pretty sure will fight you, but it feels a little bit like kicking a puppy to slay these things. Let the beast go. Finally, something to send to the Gant Pole. What do we got here? That is... bones? Shipwreck? What is that? Dead crab. Harvest meat. Somebody died. You lead a small complement of your crew out onto the gloom. You work swiftly, shattering the claw and twisting the white meat from underneath. As your crew set to the shell with hammers, one crewman raps out an alarm. The exposed flesh squirms. It explodes with worms. They curl around the crewman. A fresh carcass joins the old. Heckin' worms. Let's try that again. Anyways, ranked matches suck today. Unfortunate. Well, we found a cool crab. It is both like and unlike others of its species. Cool crab. Alright, we are gaining lots and lots of secrets. I have 14. Let's get sneaky. Very good, very good. We're sneaky now. Ah, this one's moving. Are they both moving? Oh! A stowaway! The quartermaster has been complaining of food going missing of late, and now you know why. The monkey foundling sits smiling innocently behind a crate, mouth surrounded by fresh crumbs and in a bed of... Wait a minute, your stolen clothes? Yeah, you seem fun, she says. She desperately wants to explore the sea with you. Sure, you can stay, kid. Oh boy, the monkey foundling hugs you tight and asks, eyes sparkling, where you keep the weapons. Alright. Violence. 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 I'm reasonably certain these are actual hostile creatures. Gonna be so awkward if they're not, and I'm just blasting manatees here. The majestic sea flaps. Dissect it for knowledge. Succeeded 38 fragments and hunting trophies. And fillet it for supplies. Lost hunger, gained 1 supplies, and an unprepossessing mass. Choice cuts. Yet not the most threatening thing. Not a particularly high-stakes fight. So the Abyss. Explore the Abyss. Forsake the right of the hearth. 47% chance. Huh. It's always the right of the hearth. I don't understand this system. We are rather low on air. We shall have to reach the Gant pole. Ooh, a Triskelegant. Oh, I'm not entirely certain we have enough air to finish this thing off. We might be. We might be fine. We're fine. Got him. All right. Harpoon it. 5 Stygian ivory and a cat. Okay, let me hit the surface, please. Hop the hatch before somebody dies. All right. Just retreat to your cabin. Yeah, that was a little nerve-wracking, wasn't it? But the point is, we all lived. And I didn't have to throw the rats out. Yeah, I'm just gonna descend again. We're going down. Why? Because I want to see what's at the Gant pole. I've got a pilgrim for the Gant pole. I've got a thing to investigate at the Gant pole. I've got a surprising number. Oh, hey, yeah, free gas. What is with all of these pings? I have been without pings. That's the forgetting. Damn it. Well, at least everybody has forgotten about almost suffocating. Asphyxiating? What is that? Watchful skull. A vast skull, grotesquely elongated, glowers up at you. Its eye sockets gleam with sharp blue light. Its jaw is as long and as strong as a ship's bow. You don your diving gear, place your gloved hands to the bone, and peer into the socket as if it were a shop window. Behind the light is darkness. Black stone walls rise, 1,000 stone doors, an ancient hunger. In your hands, a knife, coral black. Someone writhes upon the altar. Hooded figures enfold. You draw back from the socket. The light lingers. Crab. Harvest meat for supplies. Cool. I should have looked at the chance, because with 108 iron, usually I do not fail those iron challenges. But that time I did, so I am curious as to why. Now, where's the Gant pole? There it is. Gant pole. Dock. Ah. Assist the fading Haruspex. Too weak, she whispers. You must do it. The fading Haruspex is unlikely to survive this final divination and cannot hold out for another beast. This is your only chance to get any answers you may be seeking. The greater your knowledge of her art, the more likely you are to be successful. The beast is strong. Its blood pumps thick and hard. Dig deeper, pluck an organ. We shall pluck an organ. Through the parted flesh, you reach in and sever the connections. The warm, pulsing mass throbs in your hand, ready to be peeled and cut apart. What does this thing do? It has no human counterpart. That much is certain. The beast's body thrashes in agony, and you can see nothing in the viscera. Cut the flesh, sort the entrails, reveal what lies inside, carve the path. Cut the flesh. The Haruspex guides your knife. A careful slice here, a cut there. Viscous blood bubbles around the blade, hot despite the cold blubber under your knuckles. Wipe it clean on a cloth. Open a way to the secrets behind flesh and bone. A pattern is emerging. The beast's blood blackens, viscous, oily. Cut the flesh. Search for patterns, a nexus of ages, not something in the beast itself, for what it could have seen that directly answers, any question you might have. Something deeper, in the tide, in the air, a gossamer thread of connections slowly woven over centuries. Is that it? Or is that just in your head? You are on the edge of a revelation. In morte ultima veritas, the entrails on the Haruspex's small table finally form a coherent pattern. For a moment, you can see what she sees. Just enough time to extract one. She could never see her own answer, but I can. The entrails show you the core of her pain, a question never meant to be answered. In Wither, where the penalty remains exile, all this time she has sought one. None can refuse to answer. Revenge or validation? It has been so long, even she forgets. The words form in your head, and as you speak them, the color returns to the fading Haruspex's cheeks. Thank you, she whispers, squeezing your hand tight. One more favor, please. Take me home. I have little time left. I would spend it where I belong. I have no money, but I promise to make it worth your while. The Gant pole awaits its next weary beast. Deliver the lost pilgrim. Gain $50 and an outlandish artifact. At last my pilgrimage is complete, she sighs with contentment. Slowly, reverently, she hands you a small bag of coins and an icon of St. Croatoan the Lost. Everything is left behind. I'm free. She wanders down a stone artery. A worn shoe squelches in the blubber of a dead beast. Without breaking stride, her foot slides free and she continues into the dark. Well, I have... How much honey do I have? 6 barrels. I shall buy 5 carboys of primordial shrieks. Pardon me. I can exchange Stygian ivory for, or rather, I can exchange Tales of Terror for Stygian ivory. I can trade the Heart of the Tree of Ages for a Colossal Fluke Core, or I can trade this cat for 7 weird fish. Perhaps not. Up we go. So we'll pull in at Shovelport for probably not long. Feels like it wouldn't be a long time. The Chalonate. Find someone to teach the secrets of butchery to the bandaged poissonnier. A bone man shows you the glyphs cut into his white dusted palms. They mean separation, he tells you. He will instruct your chef if you can prove your worth. An improvement. When the poissonnier returns to the ship, he is red to his elbows. I have learned what I need to know, he says, his voice haggard. Back in the gallery, he throws away all his knives but one. You watch it slice skin, bone, and butterfly, as precise as a surgeon's scalpel, as quick as a minnow. Flesh goes one way, skin and organs another. As the crew dine, he seeks you out. It goes well, my captain. I have my initial ingredients. I have all my skills, but the flavors, I presume, must be coaxed forth like a hermit crab from its shell. I'm afraid I need very particular seasoning. Mutasalt and soup. This sells a former advisor with a salt pool fizz and pop. Soup is made at Mount Palmerston. Its composition is a secret, but anything that can be combined can be separated again. Besides, equipment. Get a port report. Very good. Trade a hunting trophy for an outlandish artifact. Very good, very good. Tails for the bone. So this is 1 supplies to basically create another. Yeah, sure. Yeah, if... Well, we're not too far north of Aestival. I could get a pretty good business going here. So I've got my shrieks. Yeah, I could head back down to Aestival. And then to Scrimshander. And then back here. Actually, I don't even need to come back here. We're going to head down to Aestival, harvest a bunch of free supplies. You know what? We might even... Actually, 56 out of 70, so that's not a huge amount of leeway. The hold is mostly full, and it is mostly full of fuel. So, yeah, we might be able to get away with doing it twice. You never can tell. Oh, hello. Hello, Mr. Lornfluke. Or... I do not know anywhere close to enough about the reproductive cycles of Lornflukes to even begin to speculate on their concepts of gender. Ow! Man, I was so close. I was so close to not getting hit by that. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Haha! Oh, we backed up all the way to Khan's Shadow. Examine its corpse. 3 more secrets. Very good. This trip is paying for itself. Which is just lovely. And passing by Ewan's Way and Cobbsway Bay, we reach Leslie's Harbor. And here we gather supplies. Gather supplies. 11! Beautiful. Yes, with 11, that won't be worth the time to try and stock up again. I can grab another stack of outlandish artifacts. This is just wonderful. Of course, I need to find more monsters, because I am greatly in need of more stories to carve. Oh, there was a sea shark right there. A bound shark, that's the one. There was a bound shark right there, but I didn't notice until it was too late. Now, can you, by any chance, sell me something without me needing to come all the way into the city? You can. That's delightful. We're just going to launder all these primordial shrieks. 27 for Stygian Ivory. Bound, they into BDSM? They are into some absolutely brutal, I say, something or other. Because these sharks are, piercing caged. It's like you look at it, as I stumble over this because I can't make too much fun of it, because I know there are words for functionally exactly this. I have seen art of functionally exactly what happens to a bound shark. I'm fuzzy on the exact titles for it, but I'm pretty sure it's perma something. Even with steel and bolts running through various body parts. Genuinely looking on it and wondering, why does that appeal to... Why would anybody want that? But some of my favorite artists actually do. And I don't know why they want it, but they very lovingly render it. And here I very lovingly render large amounts of food and money to get stories carved onto bones. 11. I think I'll leave myself with half a dozen of these crates. That leaves me 5 more hunting trophies, just in case. And since we're going to polythreme, where is it? Oh, why, it's all the way over there. So I suppose we'll head up to Irem first. It'll be quick. Oop, steering too far. Wow, that is just one on top of the other, huh? Hiram, the Pillared City. Compile a port report. The House of the Amber Sky. Ta-da! Seek the Glory's story. Oh. Interesting. I didn't know that the Scrimshaw Chronicler did that. Cool. So down here, is there anything else that I need? I just need to level up my pages, level up my hearts, and have an empty box. Yes. We're ready for it. So, a hunter will wait beside a fallen stone with a splintered spear. He will beckon you. There's a place, he will say, where I sent my enemies. What you want is there. Be ready to join it. There is the path. Above the path, the sky cools to the cracked orange of old lava. The Wuzzwood. A blackened cliff falls away at your feet. In the glen below, a white wood of leafless trees awaits you. This is the Wuzzwood. All things within are gone forever, and all things that are gone forever lie within. You walked the Wuzzwood. All things within are gone forever, and all that are gone forever lie within. When you walked its paths, you knew you might join them. Succeeded! And gained a wound. The ground was dry as chalk, but no dust puffed from your footsteps. It lay thick on the earth, in the ruins, on the bark of the trees, on the bones, but it clung like lichen. You crushed the bones beneath your feet, impossibly. You followed that trail of crushed bones into the heart of the wood. Once known, that path was not easily forgotten. We'll come back. I'll just take my rare fruit. Hey, I got Sunless fruit. I thought that would heal me. It often does. That is, I can trade that for so much parabola linen. That's wild. I can buy a Judgment's egg. I can sell off a captivating treasure for an obscene amount of fuel. But I don't have to, because it's not particularly appealing to do so. Exchange the coffee for linen. Buy a watchful curio? Nah, I'll just pick up new ones. We have to pass by Khan's shadow anyways. It'll be fine. So it looks like we're doing this run a second time. I think we have enough to create our treasure cabinet. I see, that was shockingly close, because it wasn't that close. It was merely this close, so that we are here by now, but we weren't before. Though these are that close together, you can definitely see the dock of Frostfound from pretty much anywhere along the north shore of the Khanate. Seven. Did my stream go down partway through this one? Because I feel like things are hitting twice today. But also, thank you very much for catching 7 streams in a row. That's not the easiest thing with my erratic schedule. Well, I'm fairly consistent on the primary days. Reasonably. Have tea. I love stopping in at Frostfound. What a chill crew. Whoa. So, Khan's Glory, I don't think we have much of a reason to stop in here. Khan's Gate. Khan's Heart, right about here. Dropping in. The Nephrite Quarter. Why am I even here? I can sell off some muter salt. They'd like that. Speaking of muter salt. Hearts 5. Mirrors and pages. She is equal. She's at the 5 stats, but it's just not as much. A request from the Haunted Doctor. A visit to Khan's shadow. Oh, hey, works for me, sir. We can arrange that. That's fine. We can do that. Why am I here? Because the Poissonnier needs both of those at the same time. That's all right. That's okay. That's fine. Oh, I got a solace fruit. Speak to you. We've got a strange cat. We just need a Blemigan. Delightful. So, buying fuel, I can do that here. Why not? I can also buy coffee. Sell some muter salt, replace it with supplies. Romantic literature, I do not have the cargo space for that. Royal blue feathers for only $2 each. You have to sell a lot of individual feathers to make money on that. So here we go to Khan's Shadow, where we will hopefully make an exchange for... Make an exchange of a hunting trophy for some watchful curios, which will then become wakeful idols and might be instrumental in receiving an audience with the King of Polythreme. And welcome to Khan's Shadow, everybody. A gathering of anarchists. There is nothing unusual here, of course. Most nights, half the Shadow hatches plots over cheap wine and old insults, but who is that officer in the crowd? The Haunted Doctor stands listening in rapt attention, his remaining eye closed. On a stage made from tables and upturned chairs, an attractive young man and woman take turns raging against injustice and talking of the glorious day when London and the Khanate and all others who dare to elevate themselves above others will face their reckoning. The irony is, as ever, lost. Once the meeting ends, he hurries over to thank you, glowing with second-hand fervor. "I have missed this," says the Doctor, something strange taking over his face. If you didn't know better, you'd say it was a smile. He heads over to the young woman to try it out, renewed purpose in his stride. We no longer have the Haunted Doctor. We have the Determined Doctor. Dine with the Determined Doctor. And no, they are not restless elements. He slams his hands down on the table. Do you not see, citizen? Every year the bazaar, she devours us from within. The rich dream honey dreams, or the poor shovel lacquer with their bare hands in the streets just to earn a few echoes to buy food, and above it all, the masters and... He never does get around to answering your actual question of whether he enjoyed his main course. Well, it's good to see that he has fire again. You know what? I am going to have to idle for a bit. Because you can't buy these. They must be acquired surreptitiously. You know, I'll pop under the ocean. Head down there and see if there's a fish I can beat up. Who doesn't love smacking a fish? Whack. You've been whacked with a wet trout. Who is... That's the Khanate. That's the Khanate. They have cops here. I will not kill them, because then their bosses might revoke my merchant license, and that would be markedly inconvenient for me. But I could if I wanted to. We in and around and around and around. Perfect. Fire the torpedoes. Hi there. Kablam. Kablam. It has noticed me, and it's rather upset about that fact. And boom! Ah, ha, ha, ha. Well, that's... oh, interesting. The fading higher specs may no longer make use of them, but others in there may appreciate it. Yeah, sure, you can do that. I tried to get fancy with it, and I suffered 24 damage as a direct consequence of that. Such is my hubris, and such is the payment for it. And now we enter the calumnies. There's the calumnies again? Right. Oh, wow. What? When did I get up to 70 pages? Probably when I promoted the doctor. Well, that's quite nice. Did I... hold on, I have a vague impression that I used to have 66 hearts. And that, feels incorrect. What happened here? He has a lot of hearts. There we go. 1 hunting trophy, 4 watchful curios, and enough room in the hold that I don't have to throw anything overboard. So down we go to Polythreme. Here's wisdom. We could stop in for the money, but I choose not to. Zoom. Here we go, here we go. Welcome to Polythreme, everybody. We're gonna have some interesting times. Oh. Cure sharpness. Gather our port report. Hunt clothes colonies with the modiste. Oh, right. Fun. Sell off a big stack of ivory just in case. 10 stories. The modiste stalks her prey past chittering rocks and wailing pools. Living shirts, walking trousers, a lonely left shoe seeking a partner. All immediately rip and tear at even her exploratory cuts and stitches, their strange zest gone like the popping of a soap bubble. This will not do, she declares, discarding another reject. Clearly I must petition the king. If it is in his power to animate these miserable rags, he can certainly do a better job. Excuse me, Captain, I shall return presently. And I'll send my little guys up there to get awakened. Good, good. How'd it go? Her audience with the king with 100 hearts did not go well. Tension relief. The modiste is face down on her bunk, but that doesn't prevent her from berating the unlucky crewman pressed into massaging the knots from her back. "The king is a vulgarian of the worst flavor," she announces. "I bring him the once-in-a-lifetime chance for cultural immortality, and all he can think of is payment. What is... Stop! Enough of this incompetent finger play. Get out of my sight before I write down your name." She sits up, scowling. "He wants the pirate poet. Of course he does. Not unfinished, but not obeying her clay. Such an anomaly, the poor little pebble. This may be difficult. She was a dear friend once. She knows better than to let me use that against her." The pirate poet is being hunted. Hunting the pirate poet. Sending a challenge. Yes, she was part of our set for a while. Such a naive little thing, most squeamish in matters of the art. The modiste paces around, lost in thought. She will be difficult to track down, unless... She turns back, triumphant. "Captain to London. There is an Ustapi in the Museum of Mistakes that will greatly ease our search. I shall explain everything on arrival." Well, back to London. Yeah, sure. We'll carry some clayman while we're doing it. We've got the cargo space. So, we could drop by Dahut. We could also head down to Port Cecil. Oh, the Uttershroom is right there. Well, let's go see the Uttershroom. And then we'll hit Port Cecil. I think I might have some honey left, even. No, I traded all of it. Oh, it's the wreck of the Hi, lizard. The pirate poet is good at fighting because they're used to verses. Ha ha, they're not that good at it. I think I sink her, like, every week or two of in-game time. She gets out on the sea very quickly. The Ottershroom. Visit the village, trade honey. I do have honey. Gather intelligence. Now have a port report. We'll visit the village. Gain some terror. That's... Alright, fine. We shall exchange. Delightful. We got the Blemigan we needed. So, where is the doc? There she is. She's at the top. A cure for animescence. Grim resolution. She returns from her workshop, eyes downcast. No, no. My blood still runs too hot. It will increase day by day. But I wonder if this matter of blood is the key. I spent a secret on that? Heck, another solace fruit. That could become somewhat expensive. Didn't say they were good at winning. I would call upon corn, blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull throne, but she is made of clay. She has no blood. She has no skull. Corn cares not from whence the blood flows, just that it flows, and she does not. Truly an outcast in this world. It's an eel. We should blast it. While we're here, we'll grab our port report. We could Blemigan the place. It would be kind of funny. All right, albino moray. Blam! And the follow-up. Blam! And the follow-up. Blam! butcher it, dissect it, or rescue a new Jonah. We're decent on food. And we need more hunting trophies. Very good, very good. The Chatranic Log, the Bidmead Reefs. Anyways, how are you doing there? How goes, Lizard? Man. Just got a Steam pop-up telling me that someone's playing a game, and I haven't spoken to that guy in years. I don't live within 1,000 miles of that guy anymore. I have zero clue what is happening in that guy's life. We are sailing past the Hood right now. And I am not going to bother stopping. Pirates! They haven't noticed us. They have noticed us now. Hello, pirates. Goodbye, pirates. Cache of curiosities. More supplies, heck yeah. When an eel bites your thigh and you're likely to die, that's amore. When you fall in the sea and you think, woe is me, that's amore. You remember how she said that the pirate poet was going to be super hard to find? Search for the pirate poet. The merciless modiste looks out at the wreckage, unconcerned. Oh, it'll take more than that to sink her. Come on, my dear, I know you're there. The survivor. The prow light catches the pirate poet, desperately clutching a few buoyant bits of debris. The modiste's smile flickers. A pity, almost. Hum. Really, the more in-character option is to find some way to kill the modiste. But I am curious as to where this goes. The pirate poet does not acknowledge the modiste at all. You, she gives a nod. Business, she states, not meeting your eyes. I understand. She holds out her arms for the shackles. There is no trouble on the way to the brig. Her sword is confiscated and placed in storage. Oh, I was thinking that we would be doing only quick trips now, since we have the end in sight. I was exceptionally wrong. We're going to go right back to Polythrene. Quick, we have to go to the museum. I have a foolproof plan for finding her. And it's hand over the merciless modiste, hand over the pirate poet, hand over... Interesting. The irrepressible, the legendary vessel of the pianolist. As its ripples fade, a musical voice echoes of the dark with the crackle of an ill-maintained phonograph. Greetings to you, greetings and well wishes, fellow captain. You have betrayers on board of a set untimely scattered. We would witness our betrayers taste betrayal. Such exquisite irony, so much to be learned. Will you yield them to us? The breezy musical voice shifts to the minor key. Your immediate response is politely demanded. And no. An offer rejected. Silence. A long, unbroken silence in which to ponder the damage a submarine can do to a ship. The torpedoes it could fire, the blades that might cut through the hull beneath the waterline, the harpoons that could drag it to... Acknowledged. Thank you for your time. The irrepressible submerges. Its ripples soon disappear. So, can I talk to her? I can huck her off the ship. Can I talk to you? The modiste and the poet. The pirate poet has received and performed for many visitors in the brig. Not all are welcomed equally. an artistic reunion. So I was thinking we should really do this homecoming properly, continues the modiste, cutting herself a slice of cake sent by one of the poet's on-board admirers. We could get rid of that silly hood, perhaps, yes. Something in taffeta would be wonderful for turning those crags into curves, don't you think? The pirate poet growls. She reaches through the cell bars for the modiste's neck. Safely out of reach, the modiste just sighs, picks up her fork. Well, Tut, if you're going to be like that, sweetie, then you simply don't deserve any of this delightful sponge cake. When the Fonz bounces the... Oh, hold up. And makes a sound that is dumb. That's some more. Ay. Now, dear, don't pout. Who showed you how to use our sweet sculptress's chisel? Who helped carve where you could not reach? I do hope this unpleasantness will not cancel out the fondness we once shared. Why, for all we know, the king will be as proud of his prodigal daughter as we are. Lacking proper tools, the pirate poet writes her final verses on the brig wall with a sharpened finger. The modiste shrugs. Be that way, but know that once this nasty business is over, we would be thrilled to see you return to our little salons. They are not at all like that beastly Esteval affair. You would have enjoyed Codex, the carvings, and the refreshingly quiet locals. She chews her lip for a while, watching the pirate poet compose. Such a pity you would never let the sculptress have her little fun. The things she could do for you with her hammers and chisels. Horns, fangs, wings of shimmering bone. Mothers would scare their children to sleep with tales of your face alone. Need I even describe the perfect costume I would design? The pirate poet gives it some grudging thought. No bloody arsenic, she grunts, and no bloody taffeta. Well, maybe I don't want to drop her off just yet. I just don't know. She is almost certainly going to be dissected if we drop her off with the king. She'll ride with us for a little while. Up past Palmerston, over through... It was Wither. It was Wither that the Haruspecs wanted to visit. Overheard in the brig. A clash of art. The merciless modiste cranes to read the latest poems. Ah, your usual subject matter, my dear. The pirate poet scrapes a line under its title. I must finish my work while I can. Others must be shown the way, or it means nothing. You cannot understand. Could I not? The modiste looks genuinely appalled. Sweetie, what is the purpose of our little set if not to struggle for art's own liberation? It is not just our own muses we give flight, but all creations that our humble work makes more palatable to the boorish ignorati. I do not think the rest see it that way. In their hearts they do, those that still have them. Interesting, interesting. Poetry does not survive dissection. Ho ho, ha ha, hee hee, ha hoi, hee ha, hee ha, ha, hoo ha, hoo ha, he ha, 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 ha. This can't be the Alcaeus class. How is this the Alcaeus class again? She is on board, sir. How? I'll get you. Ha! Once again into the front guns. How is this the Alcaeus class? And also, they do seem to be a little bit better at fighting than usual. What am I about to find? Ah, I see. Investigate the wreckage. The pirate poet made this class popular with corsairs and smugglers. A pity so little remains to plunder. 1 supplies and 2 fuel. A stout crate. That's quite a nice amount of supplies. Why, thank you. Thank you very much. And more conversations in the brig. A question of freedom. The liberation of art. The pirate poet carves defiance into the wall. My words have never put another in shackles. Can you say the same for your frocks? Everyone's a critic. The modiste wags a finger. More to the point, I have you know that my dabblings in never-cold brass were most sought after. The pirate poet hesitates. I miss the chains sometimes. Things were simpler before the poetry. Before I could... She crosses out a stanza. Oh, my head was always full of words I can never get right. We call it being an artist, my dear. Is it any wonder so many of us go crackers? The modiste pats her hand fondly. The words will come, sweetie. They always do. Art cannot be rushed. A pause. Perhaps it should be chivvied along, though, under the circumstances. I wonder. She smiles. Would a lovely little bit of cake make you feel any better? Well, it looks like this storyline isn't going to develop anywhere else in the time it would take, but it's still a benefit to have taken the time. That being said, there's a non-zero chance she is going to escape as soon as I get to London. I'm going to avoid Gators Moor just in case. A spy walks the ship. Mirrors 101 failed in a challenge. And I did not even know that I was carrying strategic information. I sure ain't anymore. I can explore the island. I can chat to the port folk about the Brimstone Convention. I don't particularly need to explore. I've got soup. Bandage poissonnier. Have you my mutasol, Captain? My soup. I'm keen to investigate the possibilities. A braising alembic bubbles eagerly in the background. Excellent! He retreats into his galley and bars the door. Day and night his juggling crucible blazes. Alright. A jugging crucible. There we go. The galley portholes flare crimson across the Black Sea. He does not answer the door. It is ship's biscuits and barreled water for a while. When he emerges, his bandages are yellow with smoke. I am victorious! The soup divided me, but I have broken it! Chanterelles from some soggy edge of London, pig stock, a feisty dash of paprika, lemon, onions, petals from the exile's rose which grows in hell, and tears from a hanged man or a heartbroken priest. I believe I was one of the but the method of the ingredients combination is singular. I believe I can make use of it. We are charting new culinary frontiers, my captain. But the Phasm King presides over the drowning feasts. He is accustomed to excess. We must amaze. That night, the crew dine happily on fish stew. The poissonnier keeps your wine glass topped up, and at the end of dinner approaches you nervously. I'm afraid I have another request, Captain. I need something from Khan's heart. A certain book of recipes, if you're going that way. He fidgets with the ends of his bandages, avoiding your gaze. Why is he lying to you? So I don't have any souls for her. So there's not much of a reason to visit her. Stock up on fuel. Sure, let's explore the island. Ah, we got free soup. Such is life. Where are we going now? Straight west. Man, how do I so consistently only have time for one voyage every week? Just one. Hello, goodbye, Faustic Corsair. You lot are all so terrible at your jobs. I think I've gotten trouble from one of you once. One would assume that Corsairs would be, by and large, a tad more threatening. All right. So what have we left to do? We've got to bring honey, coffee, and wine. Honey, coffee, and wine to Hideaway. Acquire a doomed monster hunter, compile a port report. Delightful. So now we get back up to speed. Here we are at Wither. Grab them by the Corsairs. Ah, we have swerved into looking at a lifeberg. Delightful. Delightful. I love hunting lifebergs. They're just so profitable. They are just so profitable. You get a full resupply just for knocking them down. Look at that. It's easy. It's easy peasy. And in just a moment, we will acquire our lemons. A few barrels of them even. We are getting home entirely without scurvy. Really is the best kind of voyage. And we dock. Whither? Deliver the fading Haruspex. The fading Haruspex's disciples gently guide her onto the dock. Is there anything more beautiful than home? She whispers, then smiles. Don't answer that. Not here. This is a place for questions, not answers. Here, I hope you find this one suitably intriguing. Delightful, delightful. So I could buy more muter salt, but I could also not do that. So I do have a lot of Tales of Terror. I'll sell them off. Pardon me. Now down south we go. South, 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 south. We have to go back to Polythreme. Another Lifeberg. Sure, we could fight another Lifeberg. Look at it. It's approaching. Oof. Can't beat the shit out of me without getting closer, huh? I have had some rather bad track records today with We'll just not pick up the fuel. Now we are eminently well supplied. Zoom. Down we go, down we go. We don't really need to stop by Venderbite, because we have nothing for Venderbite. Not yet. Not now. Noom. Hi, Pirate Steam Pinnis. You will regret this. Oh, look at that. You lived. You know what? I'm in too much of a hurry. You get to live. All clear. I guess I do have more searing enigmas so that I could talk to the Carnelian Exile now. I could do that. Alright, and dock. Messages from the Harbor Master. Nothing much going on. Roser's Wharf. Here, have a cat. $150. An offer for my sunlight. You may have it, good sir. London. Deliver the Claymen. Very good, very good. New recruit. New sailor. And into dry dock. Buy some slightly more expensive, actually good repairs. What's in the hold? I have parabola linen to sell, and soup and wakeful idols. So we will visit the alarming scholar. So you can have one of my colossal flute cores. You can have... Yeah, I have so much stuff. So much stuff. You can have one of my wakeful idols, two of my wakeful idols, three of my wakeful idols, and four. All right, man, I am making money hand over fist. And I have spent so much on fuel. All right, so how's the hold doing? Still largely full. I did not bring cargo back. I brought... Ooh. I brought largely supplies. So sure, let's submit port reports. Mount Palmerston, Port Cecil, Godfall, Venderbite, Wither, the Uttershroom, Polythreme, Visage, the Empire of Hands, Port Carnelian, Frostfound, Aestival, the Chelenate, Codex as well, Khan's Shadow, always fun, Irem, Eigel, Hideaway, Dahut, Demo Island. We'll leave the undersea ones. Why would we? Low Barnet, Nook, Anth, the Undercrow, Scrimshander. Nah, it's fine. It's fine. Leave all of these. Though the one difficulty here, I am going to have to buy some wine and some honey. Oh, right, the soup. I shall sell a soup. Take the honey, take the wine. We'll buy coffee down south. We are loaded the heck up. %40 chance to beat her at a knife fight. All right, lodgings. Read the morning papers. Rest in the Seaside Mansion. Oh yes, we will definitely need coffee. Because we need to go up to Irem again. Let's see if we can get a second run in tonight. It's gonna have to be a rush job. Zoom, I say. Zoom. Yep. You go fast when you're burning fuel, as fast as it can go. And we are going as fast as we can go. We're going down south to Port Carnelian. The modiste loves knife fights because they are so edgy. Yeah, no, she's kind of psychotic. She's not much of an I could fix him. She's very, very much I could make him worse. And she could. Universally, she could. Frankly, I'm not entirely certain that she is human. Her behavior really tracks with being a devil more than anything. Say, Carnelian exile. Would you like to have dinner? Eyes unconcealed. She regards you for a while and then, unasked, removes her glasses. She folds them neatly and places them on the table, then meets your eyes. Her own eyes are marvelously bright. The irises are amber. The whites seem to be flecked with gold. Yes, she says, I've been touched by the dawn machine. I believe you already knew that, or you would have asked me to remove my spectacle. I'm going for Russian here, but that's not it. That is not it. That's done. I have been touched by the dawn machine. I believe you already knew that, or you would have asked me to remove my spectacles. I might be wrong in either case. Nothing has changed now that you know. We will still be wary of each other. She taps her thumb against her index finger. I am always the same, do you see? I do not change. I proceed on the same path I always have. I am only one choice, and I will be content only when I have no choice at all. Now, let's eat and talk. You promised me something special, and I will give you a little of what I can in return. So the philosophy. If nothing has changed in response to your choice, then your choice was that of a pawn that chooses to move forward. Protest, the journey is the destination. Each choice you make in future will depend upon this one. The ship goes where the captain sails, and where the captain chooses to sail, depending on where you've been. The journey is the destination. I've made a choice. Perhaps, she says, perhaps our choices determine our heading, but at last, when the lamps go dark, there's only one direction. One day, we'll go there together. She won't be drawn further. She picks up her knife and fork. Between mouthfuls, she tells you something of the starved men and their wars on the roof, the arts of flesh-shaping that they practiced and debated. I enjoyed this. She adds at the end of the meal, we should do it again, when you're ready to talk about salt. So, Salt's attention. Looks like we're going to Hunter's Keep. Zoom. This is Port Cavendish. I didn't want to go to Port Cavendish. Port Cavendish sucks. Like, profoundly. There's, again, I cannot overstate just the sheer human suffering economy built on that island. Fundamentally, that is the orphan crushing machine. Sapphires in the fungal jungle. Heartscross House. Very good, very good. Shops. I'm selling wine here. I see. No, thank you. Bunch of coffee beans. And I'm rich enough that I can just buy that. I don't care. Speak to Scintillac and Solace Fruit. I have a theory about the properties of fluid light, their procession through the highways of the heart. The campaigner secludes herself in her workroom. You are woken next watch by her uncharacteristically frantic hammering on your door. You open it, and in a moment of equally uncharacteristic joy, she seizes and hugs you. It worked! The process worked! Another few treatments and my soul will be clear of fire. I will certainly publish my success when we next return to London. I've lost another secret. I can celebrate. The campaigner has changed. The irises of her eyes, which were brown, are now charred black. The flesh is shrunken on her bones. She's aged 10 years, but her back is straight and her voice is clear. Wine, she says incisively. Madame, I would, but actually... Well, maybe we will go visit the human suffering island. Do I need sapphires? Not particularly, but I will take a box anyways, just in case. Even though I most certainly should have saved that space, because I'm about to receive 5 barrels of wine, if I recall correctly. Good thing I can just burn an irresponsible amount of fuel in getting up here. Absolutely disgusting how much I just paid for that short run. Absolutely disgusting. Cavendish Abbey. Lady of the Gardens. Offer a meeting with the abbess. We have gained 5 casks of wine. Very good. The human suffering isle is just the Isle of Man. I mean, that's, as far as I understand it, no more human suffering than most places. They've got, like, a pretty robust for their size rail network. And sheep. Everybody loves sheep. Celebrate with the campaigner. You and the campaigner toast her rebirth. Not a rebirth, she corrects you. Perhaps a pre-death. Hush, don't look at me like that. I'm a realist. Have another glass of wine. She has survived. She has found a cure. If anyone could, she points out, it would be me, after all. You're lucky it was me who fell ill. Her wisdom has been tested, tempered, and not found wanting. Well, quite. But you were an invaluable assistant. A fine vintage, this. Another glass? You and she are safe, and all shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well. You're very fine health. Indomitable campaigner. Death, where is thy sting? Where indeed? Don't mess with the campaigner, Death. We can proposition the indomitable campaigner. However, perhaps unfortunately for the both of us, Tad is gay. Alright, what now? What next? I guess before we leave, we should check, what stats does she give? 5 iron, 9 hearts. Oof. That's a good supply of iron. However, I do value my pages. Right, we're going to Khan's Shadow. So we don't need to go anywhere down there. Yeah, just this nice diagonal ought to do it. Just a nice diagonal zoom. Leave that whole corner of the map off. Oh. It's the Reef of Roses. I feel like this is a thing I sailed past multiple times and thought, hey, this really looks like it should be a thing, but it's not. And then discovered that the cigar shop is on the bottom. Or maybe it's something that got added in after I got the DLC. I don't know. So there's the Fathom King's Hold. We will be back soon enough. Now that the campaigner has cured animescence, we should... we should maybe drop by Anth again, because that lady seems to be rather upset about the whole she's dying thing. And if we can cure that, she'll probably appreciate it. Seems like that would be a nice thing to do. I am going to Polythreme, to Khan's Shadow, and then to Irem. That's a big egg-looking thing. Surely that is not a problem waiting to happen. And look at that, we're already at Polythreme and it hasn't even been 15 minutes. We hear those voices that will not be drowned. This is the Sea of Voices. We are close to Polythreme, where nothing is truly dead. Collect the pirate poet from the brig. It is almost time to hand her over. Stones weep as waves whip them to dust. The planks of the docks protest the heavy treads of stoic workers. Across a wall, someone has daubed in red, "Endure, obey. All dreams end with dawn." An unexpected audience. The defiant eyes of the crew stare at you as you enter the brig. They shuffle nervously, but still stand firm between you and the pirate poet's cell. How many times have they ventured down here to hear her words of freedom and rebellion? One has been volunteered as spokesman, his voice trembling as he fails to meet your eyes. Still, he forces out the words, "Can't let you do it, Captain. We've heard her poems and what she says, what they can do. They're too important. If it was for you, we'd ride on and stand, but not for her. Not for Frox." Intimidate the crew? Literally one story beat before being able to do that. Intimidate the crew, I guess? "They dare challenge your authority! You put the fear of all three gods into them, your voice lashing them harder than any whip. Unable to look at each other, they part to let you through to your prisoner." That was eight. But an ite is a river island. Deliver the pirate poet to Polythreme. Two clay men are waiting at the docks. They take custody of the pirate poet with the expected stoic politeness, binding her limbs and dragging her by the arms to whatever passes for her king's mercy. Soon afterwards, the modiste returns in possession of a small idol. Those unfortunate enough to pass by her cabin begin complaining of a buzzing in their teeth, a ringing in the ears that never quite goes away. For several days she works in secret. The crew savors the peace and quiet. Soon enough, though, there is a frantic knock on your cabin door. The modiste waits impatiently, shaking with sleepless energy and armed for battle with scissors and measuring tapes. "Captain, divest yourself of those peasant rags at once. I have come to make you glorious." London fashions, Polythremian fabrics. 3 iron, 3 veils, and 3 hearts. These are not the sad little clothes colonies of Polythreme. These are tailored, precisely cut to your every line and curve, and radiate a life that makes all other fabrics seem withered husks. These garments do not hang, they caress, carry the warmth of a lover's arms in a soft bed, and they are strong. Small cuts even heal on their own, leaving only easily plucked fabric scabs. The modiste glows with pride, with satisfaction. These are just the start, she assures you. Her next should feel much less like wearing a scream. Yeah, I feel bad about that one. Actually, no, I don't. But I don't feel good about it. In roleplay, in story, it is much more appropriate for Tad to have let the pirate poet go. Tad is entirely on the side of the pirate poet. But I really wanted to know where that went. And again, I am not playing this again myself. And I cannot imagine that Pank would sell her out. But the pirate poet hasn't gone. Do tell. I'm wearing them. That is a distinct possibility. But I don't know. Heretofore, I had not seen the King with 100 Hearts as being particularly into exchanging lives. He generates fresh, anew. One does not carry souls to Polythreme. They don't seem to need any. So, Khan's Shadow. We have a port report needed. Didn't you want to go to Khan's Shadow? Khan's Heart. Okay, that's... easy fix. It's right over there. Whee! Then we've got our coffee for bringing up to IRM. We could drop by the Gant pole, just for funsies. You know what happened? When we were in London, we forgot to write a book. Alright, find out what my spies need. Cook wants shore leave. Allow him his privacy. He disappears into the canal streets. An hour passes, 2, the dockside lamps buzz, a water taxi bobs by carrying a silk-swathed minister and his blushing black-suited lover. Over the side of your ship, a sailor sings a music-hall ballad as he chisels barnacles from her flanks. Your cook returns. Did he find what he was looking for? I believe so, he says. His voice is hollow but determined. His hands are empty. As he boards the ship, he stops and catches your elbow. Captain, a word of advice. Do not divide yourself. Learn what matters to you. Pursue it avidly. It is kinder not to give in the first place than it is to take back what you have given. Well, that's just sad. So, what next? Irem. And then the Chelonates, and then back to somewhere we've already passed. Not Polythreme. The Fathom King's Hold, that's where. So, as much as I would usually make a stop by Frostfound, because it's just such a great place to chill, I shall not. We are gonna save time and just go directly to Irem. There we are. Track down the spy. You've succeeded in a Veils challenge. The determined doctor makes no plea, no apology, no excuse. He holds his hands out for the irons and is escorted to the brig with his head held high. All right, doctor. Why?
Why would a man throw a life preserver to a drowning child?
The determined doctor looks up, revolutionary fervor in his eye.
You're not there, citizen, or you would know. Our only salvation is in anarchy, in burning London, bringing down the Khanate, and sealing the command canal, taking back what is ours. They understand that. In the shadows, they understand.
Pass judgment, argue, or try to deal. Try to deal.
Please understand, there was no pleasure or satisfaction in what I did. It was only with the bitterest regret and for the greatest good that I betrayed your trust. But I cannot spare that, citizen. I must continue to act as my conscience demands, as must you with yours. I will speak no false promises to spare my neck.
Argue. It is a question worth asking. For a moment, it is as if you have gotten through to him. But no, a man who would fall so quickly from worshipping sorrow spiders into the crooked clutches of the Calendar Council and still be instantly won over by a bunch of Kaganian anarchs is a man with an impenetrable shield of homilies and self-justification.
I did what I must,
says the doctor, his solitary eye staring past your ear.
I could have done no less.
Pass judgment. A verdict is reached. It does not seem much of a punishment. The doctor returns to work, under guard, of course. He is, fortunately or not, too good of a surgeon to simply discard. Still, the doctor's face sinks into gloom. Was he hoping to be a martyr for his latest cause? Is he simply sick that he will be unable to help his anarch friends? It matters not. The irons around his wrist are removed. He is free to resume his duties, at least for the moment. Compile a port report. House of the Amber Sky. 86% chance of success. Yeah, let's give it a go. Succeeded! We have wandered the forest again and found what we are looking for. We have heard the Glory's story. In the heart of the woods there was a ring of bones, standing in the earth like dry saplings. In the heart of the ring there was an egg, the size of a coach, the color of a bruise. In that egg there was a voice. A long, long life. This is where I began, the egg told you. I broke my first shell, I roamed the Untersea, I feasted on monsters, I battened on whales, I grew city vast, I sickened. The gant pole drew me, and there I died of age and weariness, turning on my back to rot until the hunters found me. The Chelonites have long boasted of how they slew the glory, but now they've claimed the details were lost in antiquity. Now you know the truth, that they never slew the glory. They camped in its shell like a hermit crab seeking a new dwelling. Oh, look at that. Another bag of coffee. I will just, nice and quick, heal up that wound I got. Hey, I got a solace fruit for it, too. Cool, cool. Anyways, we'll swap out 10 sacks of coffee beans for parabola linen. Probably should have bought some fuel. Not a huge amount of places to buy. We're actually gonna back up and shop for fuel because there are no gas stations ahead of us. Dock here and then buy with money a bunch of fuel. There we go. 31 fuel is a nice amount. Beep, beep, beep. Exactly. Lorn Fluke. These things are essential. Blam. Blam. Ow. He shot me. I've been mildly inconvenienced because he shot me. We got this. We got this on lock. Oh, how dare he dive. We got it. Examine its corpse. Another colossal fluke core. These things are worth a good amount of money. And we are doing a pretty good job at moving fast, but let's visit the Gant pole. We've sent a gift over here. Let's see how the old sailors like it. It really was nothing personal all those times that I poked them with a stick. Sure, we'll join the feeding frenzy. I've gained an extraordinary implication. Flesh, bone, blood. You kneel by the dying creature and dig in. Handfuls of entrails, steaming fresh. They slide down your throat and your stomach begs for more. The juice of ancient blubber, the chewy muscles and crunch of bone. Eat. Let the blood drip down your chin and stain your hands the red that can never truly be washed away. The beast's mewling will end soon. Yuck. Really and truly. Yuck. In this day of poor vaccination rates, colossal flu cores are bad news. Well, with these things, you can always say that you forgot. Scrimshaw Chronicler. Make up something wonderful. 70% chance of success. Tell him the truth. His ancestors never slew the glory. She died years, who knows how many, before they ever came. A sharp snap. He was holding a whale rib. It snapped in two. He looks up. We're tomb robbers, he says flatly. We're trespassers in a graveyard. Who can I tell? I can't tell anyone. Let me come with you. I'm not just living a lie, I'm living on a lie. Take me somewhere cleaner. An escape? His step becomes a little lighter as he boards your ship. New tales, he says. Let's put this corpse behind us. Is he an officer? Oh, he's a cook. The chronicler's heart is weary, but his meals are hearty, and he can make soup out of almost anything. It's just one measly epidemic. Hee hee hoo hoo ha ha. Also, hi, Genie. We have been doing story beats not quite right tonight. Not quite in character, because I'm realizing that in our rush to end the game, we've kinda... given up is the wrong word, but 700. 700, and this sucker hurts when it hits you. Let's see what I can do with this. Oh, that's only 17 damage. It doesn't actually hurt that bad. We're gonna blast the Eater of Names. Just because we can. $20 damage. See, this does kind of hurt, but I'm still definitely winning. Crew of 47 on that sucker. Yowza. The worms are screaming. The boat is shattered. Wild-eyed Chelonite zealots leap into the sea. None of them even try to swim. As far as you can tell, they're diving straight down with no intention of coming back up. All right. Sees its cargo, or sees its figurehead. Color is Gant, the color that it remains when all else has been consumed. It's a cache of curiosities? A cache of curiosities for that thing. Yeah, so there's not really a reason to fight the bosses unless you have a story reason to do so. 7 fuel was a pretty good cache of curiosities, but that was like a $200 value for fighting a boss. I will receive approximately the same value for fighting a behemostache, which has significantly less ability to harm me in return. Look at that. Didn't even touch me. Mustache. All clear. Down we go. Can you get cash for that cash? Oh. Here's Hideaway. And we brought all of our little treats with us this time. Help the sprightly visionary. Supply... hold on. Wait, what? I have clicked the wrong button. Check on the investigator. The impolite investigator ignores the customs of sleeping and waking established in Hideaway. He never even seems to rest. Whatever the hour, he can normally be found asking questions or studying the city. Today, however, he's withdrawn to his room and is unduly quiet. What is he up to? The investigator is curled on his bed, but sits when he notices you. I need something to help me relax. Clear my head. Anything. I'll try anything. Hideaway is doomed. It'll crack or be left on the Z floor, citizen, and I'm the only one who knows. His eyes are bleary, red. It's Temtem. The beast is growing. Should have already shed its shell, but I guess it's willing itself to hold on. It can't beat biology, though, can it? It's going to outgrow Hideaway. Soon. He drags himself from the bed. Everyone here needs to know. They need to leave. I'll compile my notes, and then we must tell them. Please, citizen, they won't listen to me. They dislike me, but if you said something... Buy a memento from the slow-blinking vendor. Help the sprightly visionary. Begin the war for hearts and minds. The impolite investigator will hold his own festival soon. He plans on revealing the doomed nature of Hideaway using an informative pyrotechnic display. Well, I will help the sprightly visionary. He passes a toolbox to one of his workers and rushes over to you. He writes in the notebook chained to his wrist. The visionary passes you a scrap from his notebook. Ah, hello, goodbye, bot. Alternator engines near dead. Need fuel. Provide? Sure. Oh. Okay. He just gave me 10 sacks of coffee beans. My men will transport. Lunch? His room is spacious, if rather bare. A filament bulb shines pleasantly within a pink paper lantern. His plaster walls are cracking. A hand-drawn portrait of a dark woman hangs above his bed. The visionary clears maps of Hideaway from his table and prepares coffee. As he passes your brew, bellows of pain engulf the room, and all Hideaway trembles for a moment as the beast below writhes. But the visionary doesn't spill a drop of the coffee. Once things settle, he writes a note. Forgive Temtum. He hurts now and then. Coffee? And please call me Arik. Fixing a fault. Need particularly steady hands to repair cabling. Assist? Sure. Oh. In the center of Hideaway is a small building with decorative paper windows, locked behind an iron gate nobody dares touch. Arik unlocks it and then leads you inside. In the center of the room is a raised brass panel and a chair. The panel is covered in switches and gauges. Central control of Hideaway requires rerouting. I'll point the what where. He hands you a pair of tweezers and unscrews the back of the panel, exposing a mess of wire. The operation itself is simple, if slow, but the results are immediate. The lights outside flicker before shining brighter. Arik flips a switch. The ground shakes and you're thrown left. He flips another, you're thrown right. Arik beams as he helps you steady yourself and pats you on the back. Sorry for that. All's well now. You've done a great service. Eternal thanks. The sprightly visionary is waving to me from a brightly lit alleyway. He's written a request. The investigator threatens to destroy Hideaway and everything you and I have worked towards. He must be killed. See, this one, Tad is not going for. Politely decline. The bow of refusal. The right hand is placed over the heart. The fingers of the left hide the bottom lip. The head is tilted forwards. You perform this impeccably. Arik's smile is entrenched. He takes your hands and kisses both, the only acceptable response to a refusal. It indicates that it is happily accepted, that the receiver completely understands. He nearly crushes your fingers, but this does not change the meaning of the gesture. Begin the war for hearts and minds. The impolite investigator will hold his own festival soon. He plans on revealing the doomed nature of Hideaway then, using an informative pyrotechnic display. On the night of the festival, you join the dwellers of Hideaway around a large wooden model of Temtum placed in the festival square. Some people exchange shrugs, others twiddle their thumb politely. Eventually, the impolite investigator appears on a balcony overlooking the square. He shouts a hello. The dwellers wince, but maintain their customary smiles. Hideaway, he shouts, is doomed. This is a biological fact. Temtum has already begun to outgrow his shell, our home. Everyone needs to evacuate before... He gives you a nod. You set the model ablaze and it begins to crack apart and fall to ruin. The dwellers scream. The sprightly visionary turns his back on the spectacle and walks away. He taps a few cablemen on the shoulder. They follow him. The rest of the people of Hideaway stand idly, watching the wooden city crack and burn. The dwellers don't want to believe. A battle for hearts and minds, the silent reel. You've heard a rumor from your crew. The investigator and his followers will play Break the Silence of the silent reel. They will sing songs about the doomed city. Huh, a full orchestra. Silence the intrusive band. Perhaps later. Well, we could hit up Aestival, but it's time to call it a night. Deliver a colossal fluke core. Seems very inky over here. The darkness draws in. The bosun calls it the Lady's Mantle. Interesting how the water is so dark outside Aestival. Fascinating. Another one of these things. Am I supposed to leave them alive? Or is it just hard to lock on because we're underwater? A cloud of oily bubbles signals the beast's end. Its interminable refrain of moans and burbles and plaintive whistles finally dies away like a harmonium going down a drain. Dissect it for knowledge. There I was, hoping you'd found me a challenge. The surgeon sighs, setting aside a cleaver and reaching for the pliers instead. The beloved's underside is a network of old and overlaid scars, as though it has been disassembled and stitched together over and over. The thing is more patchwork than creature. Who or what could have had the power to put it back together and send it on its way? All clear. So we're going to stop and refuel at Wisdom, and then we are going to rush right home. Dang lily pads. All right, all right. Dock, shop, buy. I often press that button one too many times. No matter. Hello, particularly tormented bound shark. Oh, look at that. Is he going to get me? He did! Well, good for you. You got a parting shot. Not everybody gets that, you know. Examine its cage armature. We have gained a single point of hull back. And zoom, I say. Zoom. There's Polythreme again. Not so much fuel as many eye. I'm not following. Cure the sharpness. Gain intelligence. I would like to drop by and what? And bust out the pirate poet. But as you said, she has probably been unmade. Not so much fuel as menial. Ah, I get it now. I see. As time passes, I'm getting sadder and sadder about selling out the pirate poet. Though, on the other hand, she was a pirate the whole time. She did not stop attacking and sinking ships. So, like, she probably did a moderate amount of murder for profit. Murder incidental to profit. Regardless of how much she preached freedom, she kind of did just sink ships. But, well, the preaching of freedom is important now, isn't it? Especially to Tad. She was a libertarian. More of a libertarian. Yeah, this is worth a ponder. Crawling stars. Record the change and assign a name. It's an alarming pig constellation that we found right above London. Something has changed. Somebody wants to sign on. Sell off a move in the great game. Release the Scrimshaw Chronicler from your service. He's considering staying in London. Yeah, sure. Ooh, outlandish artifacts. A modest reputation. He goes ashore with his fish-skin knapsack, his shark-skin boots, the little wash-leather bag that the bosun gave him to carry his tools. He sets up shop in a shack behind the blind helmsman. Over the months, curiosity brings visitors to see the bone-carving savage from the rotting shell city. His skill is significant, his reputation more so. He learns to trade on it. When last you see his name, it's on a Mahogany Hall handbill as the Bone Chronicler who tells fortunes on stage. Good for him. Probably. So, lodgings, read the morning papers. We have room. Visit the study. Create a shrine to stone, an anatomical cabinet. A monstrous almanac. Lost 7 secrets. And gained a monstrous almanac. Make an heirloom. What does he want? Stygian ivory or sapphires. We have had so many chances to do that tonight, and we haven't taken any of them. Historical libertarians were more principled, but they're extinct now. The modern libertarian motto, freedom for me to do what I want. Yeah, there's also the anarchists in this. I kind of feel bad arresting the doctor, because I kind of side with him. Or at least Tad does. But these seem to be drawn very particularly from the turn of the 19th century anarchists that were very well known for public assassinations. Let's check in on him. You doing all right? The guard reports that the doctor has barely spoken since returning to work. He certainly has not smiled. He goes through the motions solely in hope of being left alone, away from the scorn and suspicion of the crew. His patients leave mended, more or less, but their sutures are poorly stitched, their medications miscounted, and their bones carelessly set. A word must be had. Ooh. Cold reality. He lives in a fantasy world. Heart's 175. Yowza. Inner emptiness. His problem is caring too much. In the blackest reaches of the sea, he will learn that such frivolities as hope and purpose are just night lights for the naive. I don't want to go to great lengths to crush his spirit, or to make him a nationalist. Sir, you are no longer required here. A vacancy to fill. The doctor finishes work on his final patient and walks himself to the brig without objection or recrimination. He leaves his fate in your hands, thanking you for having let him perform at least a little more good while here. So, is he physically here? Can I speak to him? Is there a storyline about this? All right. I should sell off some of this linen. I have quite a bit of linen. Linen. Oh, coffee beans. I forgot I had that much coffee. I'm building up quite the stockpile of ones and twos of various resources that I might need one or two of. But all right, it is 11:30. And that is enough for me. Just lives in the brig now, I guess. I suppose you weren't supposed to release him in port. Exit to desktop. Well, where are we going at the end of tonight? Looks like Silver's online, but she's on her way out. Miss Jackie is playing Silk Song, but she doesn't know me. There's Willow Tree Necromancy, but I haven't really spoken to her much at all either. After all the hemming and hawing, it's Juniper again. Who else but Juniper? Hi, Silver. I called it right. I knew you were ending. We were just about to head over to Juniper's stream. How was your stream, Silver? I've still got time for a shout-out. / shout-out. And it's even in the autocomplete. How was your stream, Silver? It's so awkward. Good night. Thank you for the stream. Thank you for watching. Thank you for chatting. It's always good to see you around. Good night, Silver. Yeah, you caught me right as I was raiding out. I looked at you and thought, should I raid Silver? But I noticed you were on the ending screen. The ending screen. So no, we did not do that. But Juniper is still skonging, so we're gonna go see Juniper next. I'm kind of out of words. So I will say thank you so much for coming out, everybody. I had a wonderful time. We got so many story things done. We even made a profit in spite of it all. And we made some choices that I will probably regret until I can talk a squid into doing otherwise. So I look forward to seeing you all next time, which will not be tomorrow because I'm not doing anything tomorrow, though I do need to schedule a new art and rigging stream. I mean, fairly soon, I should say. I have owed that for months now, probably going on a year. But that is neither here nor there. So I look forward to seeing you on Sunday. And if I don't see you on Sunday, well, I certainly hope that is because you are someplace else. So until next time, take care of yourselves. And until next time, toodaloo.